You guys hear me now?
Okay. It is 1:16, and the LAFCO, Santa Clara County LAFCO meeting is called to order. And good afternoon, and welcome to April 1st. And there's no fooling around. It's our meeting of Local Agency Formation Commission of Santa Clara County. This is an in-person meeting of the commission. Members of the public may also attend and participate in the meeting by virtual teleconferencing using the login information provided on the meeting agenda. Santa Clara excuse me, Santa Clara LAFCO strongly denounces hate speech and does not tolerate disruptive behavior in our meetings. LAFCO prides itself on the rich diversity of our residents. We are committed to creating a culture of belonging where members of our diverse community feel included and safe and respected. This meeting is considered a limited public forum, which means that LAFCO can regulate the time, place, and manner of speech to prevent our meetings from being disrupted. This protects the rights of other speakers and ensures that LAFCO can accomplish its business in a reasonably efficient manner. All public comments must relate to that agenda item. If this directive is ignored following a warning by me, the speaker will be muted. LAFCO cannot guarantee that the public's access to teleconferencing technology will be uninterrupted, and technical difficulties may occur from time to time. Unless required by the Brown Act, the meeting will continue despite technical difficulties for participants using the teleconferencing option. Members of the public in the chambers who wish to speak to address the commission on an item should please complete a request to speak form and place it in the designated tray in front of the dais. And I think that there's some up in the front. Individual speakers will be called to speak in turn. Speakers are requested to limit their comments to 3 minutes. Members of the public who are attending the meeting by virtual teleconferencing and wish to address the commission should use the raise hand feature. Those participating by phone should dial *9. Staff can call on you by name or by the last 4 digits of the phone number and unmute each speaker in turn at the appropriate time. Written comments will be distributed to the commission and posted to the online agenda, but not be read out loud. Okay, so can the clerk please call the roll?
Chairperson Kame,
Here.
Vice Chairperson Kishimoto.
Did you say Kishimoto?
Kishimoto.
Yes.
Yes.
Here.
Commissioner Arenas,
Here.
Commissioner Bell. Here. Commissioner Lee. Commissioner Trumbull. Here. Commissioner Turner. Alternate Commissioner Campos. Alternate Commissioner Chapman. Alternate Commissioner Young. Alternate Commissioner Hilton.
Here.
Alternate Commissioner O'Neill.
Present.
Madam Chair, we have a quorum. Alternate Commissioner Hilton is attending remotely from the Gilroy City Hall.
Wonderful. And did you catch Commissioner Chapman, alternate Commissioner Chapman?
Alternate Commissioner Chapman? Okay, present.
Thank you. Great. This is a time for any member of the public who wish to address the commission on matters that are not on the agenda, provided that it is within the commission's subject matter jurisdiction. Speakers in the chambers will be called first, followed by speakers participating virtually. Each speaker will have 3 minutes. For those in the chambers, if you wish to address the commission on an item, please fill out the request to speak form and place it in the tray. And I think they're in the front. Speakers, please come forward to the podium as your name is called. Ask the clerk if there's anyone attending in Zoom. Let's see. Great. So is there any public comment?
Madam Chair, there are no speakers on this item on Zoom or from Gilroy City Hall.
Okay, and no one here, it looks like. Very good. Moving on to item number 3 on the consent agenda item. Let's see here. Approving the minutes, the website upgrade, Cal LAFCO related activities, the executive officer's report are proposed to be on the consent item. Are there any requests? Yes. Vice Chair.
Yes, thank you. I mean, just for items which are probably without controversy, I would add numbers 12 and 13 for sure, the newspaper and written correspondence. And, well, I mean, possibly 6 and, well, even 8 is, I mean, 8 is just adding, authorizing the
The workshop?
facilitator, yes. And 6 is allowing Zoom, remote conferencing. I mean, it's fine with me if you want to listen to them, but
Okay,
If
so
that's a
the,
motion, I'll second that.
you mean to add 6, 8, 10, let me see, what is it?
12, 13.
12, 13.
6, 8, 12, and
6, 8.
13.
Okay.
To the consent. Are there any other members of the commission? No? Okay, and there's a motion and a second, adding the items that Vice Chair Kishimoto has added. And please, roll call. Oh, is there any public comment?
Madam Chair, there are no speakers on this item on Zoom or from Gilroy City Hall.
Wonderful. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Arenas,
Yes.
Commissioner Bell, Commissioner Kishimoto,
Yes.
Commissioner Trumbull,
Yes.
Commissioner Turner, Chair Keme.
Yes.
Okay, we have
And I think that was a yes from Commissioner Bell. Or, okay, great. Okay,
5 in support, none opposed.
okay. There's a comment from our executive director.
I was just going to say, thank you, Chair. I was just going to say, since Commissioner Turner is not here and we have alternate Commissioner Hilton present, he could, if he chooses to, act in place of Commissioner Turner.
So should we
I'd be
add,
more than happy to. I wasn't given a heads up about that, but of course I'm here and I'm more than willing to participate.
great. Do we need him to vote on that?
I be and I vote.
Okay,
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
okay, 6 in support.
And thank
0
you for,
opposed.
thank you for pointing that out. Okay. Moving on to item number 5, proposed work plan and budget for fiscal year 2027. I would look to the executive
you.
director.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I have a brief report. The LAFCO Finance Committee, composed of alternate commissioners Chapman, Hilton, and O'Neill, met on March 5th to review the proposed work plan and the budget recommendations for fiscal year 2027. The proposed work plan, as recommended by the Finance Committee, is included in Attachment C and is similar to this year's framework and includes 6 major areas of work, including LAFCO application processing, implementation of LAFCO's island annexation program, service reviews and special studies, outreach, customer service, government and community relations, commission support, and administrative projects. The proposed budget, as recommended by the Finance Committee, is included in Attachment D. The overall projected expenditure for fiscal year 2027 in the proposed budget is 12% higher than the current year budgeted expenses. This increase in expenditures is largely due to both an increase in the cost of staff salaries and benefits and also a larger budgeted amount for consultant services, as LAFCO will be working on simultaneously on 2 service review projects this year. Correspondingly, LAFCO's proposed net operating expense is estimated to be 13% higher than the current year's budgeted net operating expenses. So the estimated apportionment of LAFCO costs to agencies are detailed in Attachment E. And lastly, I'd like to thank Finance Committee members for their time and thoughtful review of the work plan and the budget. With that, I'm happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I too want to extend my thank you to Commissioners Chapman, Hilton, and O'Neill. It does take extra time and effort, so I've been in your shoes before and know that it's quite time-consuming. So thank you so much for your service. Is there any public comment at this time?
Madam Chair, there are no speakers on this item on Zoom or from Gilroy City Hall.
Okay, and there's no one here that I can see. Okay, turning to commissioners, Yes, Commissioner Bell.
The ABAG 2050 plan was just adopted, and what's the role of LAFCO, or how do we, what is staff's opinion about reviewing at some point that 2050 plan? There is changes, they're looking at, it's actually 2050 plus, so it goes longer term. And it sets some longer-term courses for the Bay Area. When cities and counties get asking for funds for various services, including special districts like the water district, one of the questions they always ask is, are you consistent with the ABAG 2050 plan? And if you are, you get extra credit, if you want to say, a better chance of getting the funding. So I don't know what role does LAFCO have in reviewing that, or should we just become aware of it, or should we have somebody come in and make a presentation, or how do we want to handle that issue?
Thank you for that question. The Plan Bay Area, or the Regional Transportation Plan, is one of the factors that LAFCO considers in reviewing proposals. So that is required by state law for LAFCO to consider the consistency with that plan when we review proposals. So we do look into, it does affect LAFCO work. In the past, we have reviewed these plans. For the most part, it is about growing within the urban footprint, which is already consistent with LAFCO goals. It's a great idea to have somebody from MTC or ABAG come and present to the commission.
Well, I want to explain the ABAG 2050 plan is transportation, environment, housing, the Bay. It's a comprehensive, and it's more like a land use document. It includes the required transportation plan. You have to have that to get federal money. But it also includes the environment issues, things like what we're doing now, water conservation, the Bay, the open space, all those kinds of things are required to be in the regional plan, and I don't know, at some point we ought to put it on the work plan or something, in my opinion. Just have some kind of review of it, or they can come in and show us what it is, maybe. I don't think we're going to learn about this whole thing like this in one meeting, to be honest about it. But I think if we spent some time on it, just because they don't do it I think they do it once every 5 years, something like that. So we're not going to see it for 5 years. So this is going to be it. So I think we should do something with it. That's sort of my.
The other thing I would add is we will be relying on ABAG projections 2050 plus in terms of looking at population projections as we do our next round of service review, starting with this water and wastewater study. So it is a document that we definitely look at and consider for its projections.
They do the census after the next census, but this is kind of the midpoint period, and they try to look more than just 20 years, so they call it the 2050 plus. So they're looking maybe like 20 to 30 years ahead. And things like sea level rise. I mean, there's other issues that we have to, talk about. It's like something to bring up, I think.
I think that's a great idea, and I do know that the staff does use the information for consistency, so it'd be good to at least go through the part where the relevance to the work that we do here is something that can be highlighted.
Okay.
We can definitely do that and see if there's staff person from ABAG who can be here at the LAFCO meeting as well.
Yeah, we just got a presentation when we were doing the approval process. So there is a point person at ABAG that can come and do that. I'm sure they'd be happy to. Okay.
Through
Any
the
other
chair.
questions? Yes.
I just wanted to say
Member
that I think that's a great idea. Both of us are in ABAG,
Yeah.
and so I think that a study session, maybe a study session, would be really good to see how both of our body of work overlap. I think that is wonderful. Yeah, thank you so much. I look forward to it. And maybe what we could do, I know that there is also an environmental workshop coming up, and I wonder if we could maybe put those together so that they kind of make sense. Like collectively, we understand, the environment, the ABAG priorities, and then work with our own work plan. And if we have to wait a little bit longer, we wait a little bit longer for it, just so we can kind of put it all together. But, I'm open to hearing what my colleagues have to say about that as well. I don't want to overwhelm with information, but I think if we can coordinate it and make it strategic, then I think it's worth waiting for. Just a thought.
Okay. Yes, go ahead, Commissioner Kishimoto.
If you want to, I guess another thought would be the joint venture Silicon Valley, which has yet another different angle, but maybe that's too much, yeah. What is the environmental study?
It was a suggestion that we all had last year, no, I think the year before, when, I think last year, it came from last year's, it was inspired by Nilima's involvement in our annual conference, and she elevated the topic of environment at the conference, and I think there's a lot of opportunity for us to lead in this area. There's some folks, I think San Diego is doing lots of really good work, but I think we could really benefit from leading on this a little bit more. Yeah. So it's been on our work plan. I think it's okay for us to take our time and figure out like what are the other priorities or work plans or any information that I think would help layer what we're doing here and inform us would be really wonderful. So yeah, it comes from, this was from us that we decided we wanted to have a little bit more focus on this.
Okay.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Chair Kamei, I just
Yes.
want to add that we do have the workshop scheduled for April 20th. And so it's really it's coming up soon. We are working on a draft agenda, and we've sort of lined up speakers for that, and a facilitator and a speaker, and that's on the agenda. We can see how we can incorporate ABAG into that, and if it's not possible, we can always bring them back to the next LAFCO meeting to sort of bring us to this, if that's something that would work. Another option would be to do a part 2 of the strategic planning workshop and come back with more, if that's where the commission would like to do, focused on that. We also plan, as part of our current planning for the strategic planning workshop related to environmental justice, we're also looking at highlighting some of the work that's been done with regard to environmental justice in this county and providing some data in terms of mapping of what others have done in this county and how LAFCO would fit in, or where LAFCO could contribute more to that area. So we are sort of taking the overall county into account, but we hadn't really thought about specifically inviting ABAG to talk about the projections. So a couple options that we can explore. If the commission has any further direction as to how they want to see us move forward on that, then we can do that too.
Okay. Is there a preference? Yes, Commissioner Kishimoto.
Yeah, it would be great if you could have it incorporated into the April 20th, and that would be very efficient, yeah. So, I mean, I think I helped to put this into the consent calendar, but it's because the direction was mostly about the coordinator. It didn't really talk about the content, but the content, it would be great to have that ABAG. Yeah, okay.
And, you know, if we find that we need to do a second session, that's always an option. Yes, Commissioner Arenas.
I don't know that if there is any specific, I don't know how the commission feels, but I don't know that we need to stick to April 20th. You know, I don't know that if it was in our work plan for a certain date that we needed to meet. And if not, I mean, I don't know that there's any harm in pushing this out so that we can integrate it better with ABAG priorities. I would just love to see everything, a level of integration, so we can see how we align, how our work plan is, or how we are being strategic with the other bodies that are important to our work. And if we need to take a moment to identify, right now we're just doing off the cuff, but we could think about and maybe give you some feedback, like what, and more thoughtfully think about what are some of the other bodies, legislative bodies that we need to tap into that would make sense to align our work with or to be more strategic about in order for us to either learn about it or integrate what those priorities are in a way that is meaningful to us. Just some thought for that. I personally, I don't see the harm of delaying this, other than maybe what we're doing is maybe creating an inconvenience for the facilitator if there's a facilitator who's coming in and doing that. But the commission can decide what that path is and what is most important. And if we want to take it by chunks, then we take it by chunks. I'm open. I just wanted to make sure that we're being strategic about the layer of information.
Good point. That's a good point. Any other commissioners on this side? Alternate commissioners? Any thoughts? No? I always want to make sure that I'm looking over here. Commissioner Hilton, do you have any comments or questions?
No, thank you.
Okay, great. Okay, this is an action item, and it is recommended to adopt the proposed work plan for 26-27, adopt the proposed budget for 26-27, find the proposed budget for fiscal year 27 expected to be adequate, and authorize the staff to transmit the budget adopted by the commission, including the estimated agency costs, as well as the LAFCO public hearing notice for the adoption of fiscal year 27 final budget to the cities, special district, county, Cities Association of Santa Clara County, and the Santa Clara County Special Districts Association. And of course, there's been the thought to add the ABAG 2050 Plan Plus and any other sort of integration that we can make. So is there a motion to, yes? That's a motion?
Yes.
Yes, okay. There's a motion and a second by Commissioner Trumbull and Commissioner Bell. Roll call, please. Oh, is there any public comment?
Madam Chair, there are no speakers on this item.
Okay.
On
I
Zoom.
think I said that.
Or from Gilroy City Hall.
Okay. But is it a public comment on this item or on this item? Okay. You could come forward.
She'll get it for me. My name is Lillian Koenig.
Wait, just a minute.
Oh,
Just-
okay.
Okay.
Do you want me to fill it out now?
Yeah, if you
Oh,
wouldn't
okay.
mind, just so
Well,
we.
what's,
You could do it afterwards.
Okay.
Let her do it
I don't
afterwards.
even know
Okay.
the agenda item. That's where the confusion is. Usually I call in. Anyway, Lillian Koenig, and I love
Go
the
ahead.
fact that Ms. Arenas and Jim Beal brought this up because climate sustainability and climate adaptability and green spaces in our cities is so controversial right now. And the city of San Jose, with its affordable housing and its development, is allowing our green spaces to basically be encroached on and trees to be uprooted. And they have now implemented something in the speaking or the saying of how they can uproot trees and encroach on our green spaces with a legalese that is very, very hard to defend if you are somebody that is a tree hugger or somebody that wants to keep our green spaces intact. And I'm coming from way back in the 60s when, I grew up on a farm with lots of trees and things. So, but I'm concerned, and so I'm glad that Mr. Beal brought it up, and Ms. Arenas. I know you have a workshop coming up on the 20th, Ms. Executive Director, and I would like to know how you would incorporate the community in that workshop, because there's a lot of people interested in climate and sustainability and green spaces and saving trees when we are uprooting 200 trees at a time, ordinance and non-ordinance. We're taking redwoods out now, where before we didn't, and I believe that is considered a California tree, the redwood. Now those are being uprooted. So it isn't just trees, it's encroaching on our green spaces. And how do we save a little bit of our green spaces? Because we have a population boom and green spaces are very important. So I am glad that you brought up that workshop. I would like to attend, but I would like it to be open to everybody to be able to attend. And how you open that up to the public is very important. Thank you so much. Oh, did you want me to fill that out? Yes, I'm free.
Thank you very much for your comments, and all of our meetings and workshops are in fact open to the public. So that is something that you're welcome to join us at. Okay, are there any other speakers at this time?
Madam Chair, there are no speakers on this item on Zoom or from Gilroy City Hall.
Great.
Through, through the chair,
Yes.
it's me over here.
Sorry.
I threw my voice. I'm a ventriloquist on the side. I think the speaker brings up a really good point, and I think it ties it back with one of our work plan areas that we thought about when Russ was still chair. And we talked about how do we elevate the work that LAFCO is doing and integrate folks into our process and into what we are doing. And I think that's actually a really great idea to not only just give us a workshop for the benefit of the commission and the commissioners, but to also bring in some of our partners, right? And to figure out if there's folks in our community that wants to know more about LAFCO. They may not, they already know about us, but I think it is also about branding, right? If we are stepping into this area, then I think it's an opportunity for us to brand ourselves and to embrace environmental justice, to also embrace the priorities and let ABAG know, hey, you're on our radar as well, and we are cognizant of some of the areas that we overlap, right? So I think it's allowing for the commission to elevate what we are hoping to do, which is inform the public of what we are doing, but also brand LAFCO with a special focus. And we can, I think it's no secret because we have these are public meetings, but I don't know that we have really said, and we've been intentional about the area that we want to step in. Anyways, I just think it's a good idea if we bring in folks. the community, the environmental partners, and we elevate this study session as an opportunity to really engage and to, like I said, brand ourselves with environmental justice in a way that we haven't before. So if the maker of the motion is open to it, I'd love to see if we could, and I'm also okay if you're not, to see if we could wait so that we can recruit, do some outreach, engage our partners, folks who are in the environmental arena to come in and also engage with us in this discussion, if it makes sense to the commission. But I'm just one voice.
I guess there are two pathways to something like that. Obviously, we can have these study session workshops, but we could also add items onto the agenda if there are different entities that we want to engage with, that we want to come let us know, about their plan and how their plan sort of integrates with our plans. That's also a possibility. I mean, we could take a look at which are the organizations that would be appropriate to sort of bring in. And if any of the commissioners have suggestions on who those organizations might be, I mean, today we heard joint venture, we heard ABAG, there may be others out there that would be appropriate in terms of looking at, how it aligns with the work here. So I'm going to, suggest that would probably be something that we could probably even add to future agenda items. Is that okay?
Yes, we can definitely do that.
Great. All right, so I don't know, do we need a change in the motion or a friendly amendment or anything? I think we're okay.
I agree.
Yeah, I think, general consensus is that would work anyway. So, okay. Any other comments? Do you have a comment? Anybody else have any other comment? Okay. Seeing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Arenas?
Oh, and I close the public hearing. There you go.
Yes.
Okay. Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Kishimoto?
Yes.
Commissioner Trumbull?
Yes.
Alternate Commissioner Hilton?
Aye.
Chair Kame?
Aye. Great.
6 in support, 0 opposed.
Great, thank you so much. And I believe the next item is on commissioner reports. Are there any commissioner reports? Commissioner Arenas, do you have a report? No? Oh, yes, Commissioner Kishimoto?
Just very briefly, maybe it was last week, I think I was on the organizing committee for the Stevens Creek Watershed Summit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which really ties together 4 cities and the open space and the county parks as well. So it went very nicely.
Great, great. Commissioner Bell, did you have anything, any commissioner reports? No. Commissioner Chapman, alternate Commissioner Chapman.
Thank you. I was just going to mention, you probably saw in the news, the recent approval of the co-location of LS Power and PG&E, which actually is a win-win for the city of San Jose, saves the city of San Jose money, and aids the Open Space Authority on our wildlife corridor study, which is now blossomed into a $60 million project. So we're very excited about that partnership worked out.
That really turned out well. I know that there were concerns in the beginning, but I think that all of the partners kind of got together, and the outcome is really much better. So thank you for all of those who advocated and really did a lot of work on that. So thank you. I don't recall if I mentioned that I went to Sacramento for the Cal LAFCO retreat, and it was very interesting. We established some new guidelines in terms of our bylaws and other things. And I'm also on the legislative committee. I'm an alternate. And there's some legislation that has come up I haven't made any votes because my prime commissioner is, or director, does attend and does vote, but I thought it was very interesting to see the types of legislation that they follow, so. Anything else? Okay, then moving on to our last item, which is to adjourn. And the regular LAFCO meeting, the next meeting will be June 3rd, although we do have the 20th, and we will let everybody know what happens if we're able to get someone from ABAG or not, or if we're going to change it. We will inform everybody as to what can be done. Is that okay? Great. Yes, yes, yeah. And as we adjourn, to the regular LAFCO meeting on June 3rd at 1:15 in the Board of Supervisors Chambers, 70 West Heading, San Jose, our Commissioner Turner, welcome. Okay, if there's nothing else, we are adjourned at 1:53.
Can I just thank Councilmember Zach Hilton for filling in for me?
Yes.
And I'm glad to at least made it to the adjournment.
Thank you. Thank you so much.